Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night.
Okay, I'm shutting off my phone. Jesus Christ.
You always forget at the last minute. Are the mics hot?
Oh shit. Yes, the mic's.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast. Are we distorting on kgxtradio.com? I listened to my playback last night. I got to be better, slower, and more articulate.
Do you have the cameras going?
Yeah. You look
Yours
great.
isn't. Oh, are you using the other one?
Yeah, I'm using the other one, Smarty Pants. I know what I'm doing here. All right, you need to see if we're 5x5. Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, broadcasting from the KGXT Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. It is 10 o'clock Los Angeles time. Yeah.
Your buddy's checking in and it says, turn it up, and mics sound like you're in a tin can.
God damn it, how can that
I
fucking
sound
be?
fine. You sound like a tin can.
I sound like a tin can, but
Yes.
you sound fine.
Yeah. You do this every week.
Every fucking time. I got the. I'm
Can
telling
you
you.
get this right?
I apparently not.
It sounds like your mic is not working. Are you
Okay,
on the
hang on.
computer or on the every week?
Okay, first of all, both of us are either on the pod track or both of us are not on the pod track. Those are the choices. I can't change anything about that. Now, remember we had this problem one time with KGXT Radio broadcasting it weird. Now, I'll look again. Pod track. Let's just
Remember,
check.
you went back to your good old Mac.
Okay, you didn't have to tell anybody. I hadn't said a word about that to anybody.
Oh, I want to.
It is on Zoom. We are doing this correctly. We are not on microphone. And let me check. Ready? Yeah, it's on the microphone. It is on the PodTrack microphone. If it's coming through weird, that's on KGXT radio side. I'll tell you what. I'll stop the stream on KGXT and do it real quick. Hold on now. I'll put it right back on, see if we can make it go. Stand by. All right. And we turn off the butt.
They're saying it sounds like we're on the computer mics.
All right, let's try this again. Go to the butt. Nobody can hear us. Going to the butt. And going back live. Let's see what the settings say on here. Audio stream is... Oh, you know why? Wow, that is weird. Hang on, I think I figured it out.
Yeah. Danny says check the mic inputs.
The primary audio device for KGXT Radio was your Ozbot camera.
Oh my goodness. Let's start this over.
Okay. Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, broadcasting at 10:03 Los Angeles time from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada, where all of the microphone adjustments are correct, wonderful, and on par.
Okay, finally.
All right.
We're only 3 minutes past 10 o'clock, but are we recording? That's my next question.
The PodTrack is recording, and it looks like Streamlabs is record. Let me check.
Yeah, see, I'm like,
oh my God,
making
could you
sure.
just shut up the fuck from it? Yes, we are recording now. Are we getting 5x5? Are we getting 5x5 now? That's
It sounds
right.
like it's better.
Yeah, well, of course it's better. I'm a trained broadcast professional. Just not always on
According
time.
to staff, it's been fixed.
Yeah, well, staff would know.
First of all, before we get...
Staff knows a hero when they see one. Let's be clear
please.
about that.
Wait a second. Hold the phone.
What?
I have a bone to pick with you this morning.
Wow, what a shock.
I'm starting off right away because
Get in
it's been
line.
on my mind.
What?
And I'm just irritated with you.
What are you even talking about?
You've got to stop kicking people off Gen X Talks. I haven't seen Jeremy B. since you posted that video. Jeremy B's always here. I miss him. He's in chat.
Okay,
he's in
look,
Discord.
I was
he's
fucking with the guy. Look,
You know what?
What?
People don't always know that you're joking. You come across so Gen X.
It was funny. He said some stupid shit. I made fun of it. We moved on.
Oh my!
That's all. It was. What was I supposed to do? Say just kidding? I mean, what do you want from me?
Yes, at the end.
Oh my God. Well, okay. I'm not giving Jeremy B a 3-part apology, but I will say, dude, I was just fucking around with you, Jeremy B. Just come back. It's all in good fun. Please.
Yeah, but now it's out there in the whole wide world.
What do you mean?
The video.
So is my apology. I just said I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Now, see, you always have to balance out the teeter-totter. I just balanced out the teeter-totter.
Yeah, well, you can get tossed off the teeter-totter too.
I wasn't tossed off the teeter-totter. I just said that I just apologized, which is what you wanted me to do.
Okay. Jeremy B, come back, please.
Okay, God, Jesus, polite. All
right, now let's I know you're dying to tell this.
What?
Just tell the truck story because we still don't have a truck.
No.
Since Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, we have not had a car.
Well, people have had, that's like first world problems. If you haven't had your car for 4 days, there's people that lose their cars in dealership repairs and warranties for months. The thing is I could feel a vibration around 1100, 1200 RPM. And it started to get worse over the past, I don't know, so long anyway. And I thought that it was a transmission shutter of some sort. I had my own reasons for thinking that. And we took it into the dealership here in Carson City. Michael Hull, great guys down there. Everybody I've met down there at that dealership has been wonderful. Mauricio is the guy helping me out. Vince is the man on point back in the back shop organizing things. And I dropped it off with my story. I talked to the mechanics ahead of time. Just said, hey, I used to be a wrench. Here's what I'm thinking. So they waited. They got the vehicle in there, gave them big boxes of donuts to get everybody's morning started off correctly. And then they called me and said, hey, we can't duplicate the problem.
Was that yesterday or the day before? I can't remember. Before. I couldn't believe that you had to go in there.
No, I drive down there, and so they have kind of like a shop foreman, a lead technician, and usually those guys are older, more experienced. They just do the hardcore stuff, and so he got this one, and he's like, man, I just can't duplicate it. So we drove. I got it in. I drove. Turned out right on to 395 business, and within about 100 yards, I was making it do it. And I could make it do it the whole time. I'm like, how far you want to drive this? We can go a mile. He got it. He could feel it. He goes, okay, I see what
Even you had me.
Oh, yeah.
I could feel it.
Yeah, I could.
I'm not even a mechanic.
No, but I could show you, here's when it's not making it. Then I go, now feel it here. And I made it do it. And then that was it. And it's not uncommon for customers to come in and help duplicate a problem, because sometimes the mechanic's like, I don't get what the deal is. I remember, that we had a joke in when I was at dealerships. Oh, you know what? We're not even on this.
On what? Oh.
This. Hang on.
Wow.
You have to give me a little more there.
Wow.
Stand by.
What a morning.
I know, isn't it though? Now I'm gonna hit your camera and fuck your camera angle up. All right. So how else can I fuck up this day? I'm really good at it. They can't hear me. They can only hear you. All right, let me get my microphone back in front of my mug. Let me readjust this. So
you
this
are just really
right.
messing this up this morning.
I'm not trying to, but I'm sure getting good at it. Okay, so I go down there and drive it for them. They get it. Like I said, sometimes you have to go in and drive it. When I was a technician, there was complicated things, like someone would drop off their truck and go, it only makes a noise once in a while in the back left wheel, only when I'm driving in the rain going backwards uphill around a corner. But if you drive in the rain uphill around a corner, you're going to hear it maybe 1 out of 6 times. Oh, for Christ's sake. So I know what it's like to be frustrated with. You need to have someone come in and duplicate the problem. So I did. He got it. And the lead tech and I kind of came to the conclusion that whatever I was feeling was right at the very beginning of the problem. I didn't wait till it became pronounced. Even he said, well, it's pretty light. It's a pretty slight problem. Yeah, it is. I'll agree with that. But we both knew that it was there. Okay. So I told Mauricio, who's a service writer, cool cat, I said, while you're there, please service the transmission. I had the transmission service at the dealership in California, and we had a conversation about gearboxes, which for those of you that don't know, that's a transfer case, your front differential, your rear differential. We just nickname those the boxes. And I used to service the differentials when I was growing up, about 60, 90,000. You could go. I have many trucks. I've pulled to inspect the gear oil at 90,000 miles, and it seems fresh and clean as can be. Just gear oil was 80, 90 gear oil and ran forever. Mauricio was like, yeah, you got to do it sooner.
Is this on all cars now?
Yeah,
Like
I'm
doing it-
guessing, because on, trucks, the trucks that have front and rear differentials and transfer cases, he said the synthetic fluids they use are great, but they break down faster, so you got to do it a lot sooner. And he was like, I do it on mine sooner, so I said, well, I'll just do it now. So that's good, because they're going to do some warranty work on the transmission or finding my vibration, but I gave them some customer pay work. They get paid straight money for doing the services, and they're super easy. They pay pretty well. All right. Then they call me back and say, okay, we'll get that done for you. I drive down at 2 o'clock with you.
Yes, we did.
And we're supposed to be there at 2 to pick it up. And, of course, Mauricio's hiding from me now.
Uh-oh.
Now, I knew when he's hiding from me, we had a problem. And the service writer sees a customer come in when the vehicle's not ready, they take off. And I'm not saying he was hiding from me, but I'm fucking with him a little bit. He may be listening to this. So we went back and talked to the tech, and he's like, I can't get the bolts off. And I said, what bolts? And on this one, it makes it easier to take the transmission pan off if you drop the exhaust. You can pull the exhaust. It's not too complicated, pretty easy to get to everything, but the bolts weren't coming off easily. Now, this is a really complicated situation to be in. It doesn't sound like it is, but I want you to think about it from a mechanic's point of view.
Okay.
So the kid, I'm not going to say his name, who looks like he's 12 years old, but he's 28, but he's a sharp kid. But I don't think he likes me very much.
Uh-oh.
I think this kid doesn't care for me at all. But we'll find out. But he's sharp. You can tell when I'm talking to him, he knows what he's doing. He's not.
So he's a you.
Okay, easy.
So he's a you back in the
Yeah,
day.
he's 28 and he's sharp. He doesn't articulate a lot. He doesn't, not like a talker, but you can tell the kid's sharp.
He's a mechanic.
He's a mechanic.
He doesn't have to talk. That's what
doesn't
the
have to.
service writer's supposed to do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, but he shows me, he's like, look, I can get the nuts to come off the studs, but I think they're stripping the studs out. And Mauricio's like, well, we won't charge you any extra labor, but we're going to charge you for the new studs. Okay.
That's not under warranty?
Well, what? Somebody messed with the studs and broke them or messed them up.
Could that have been when they built the car too? We don't know, right?
Now think about what I'm telling you. Why is he taking off the exhaust? Because it makes it easier to do what? I just told you.
The gearbox.
Service the transmission.
Yes.
Okay. Where did we have the transmission recently serviced?
In California.
Didn't they take the exhaust down already once?
Yes.
Maybe they fucked it up.
True.
So, let's just say that's true. Let's say the dealership in California messed up the bolts. Why is it this kid's problem? Why should he have to deal with all the headache? He's like, I didn't mess these things up.
Okay.
And now you're in, this is where the difficult part comes in. I know as a mechanic, I don't want that kid to work for free. I wouldn't want to work for free. He didn't mess those bolts up. You know, his lead foreman in that shop is Vince. And Vince and I get along pretty well. Vince is the same way. He's like, well, we didn't break him. Why would we have to fix him for free? Now, as a mechanic, I totally agree. I'm like, all right, man, well, call the other dealership, make them pay for it.
So did they want us to go back to California to have this taken care of?
No.
Oh, okay.
Follow me on this. It's like I say, well, go ahead and call the dealership in California. It's on record that they did it. And I told Vince, I go, just call them up and tell them they're the only ones who've been in here. This guy's 400 pounds. There's no fucking way he got under there and fucked with this shit. So as a mechanic, I don't want the kid to work for free, but you could back up. Now there's a question and say, well, is it GM's responsibility? Is it the California dealership's responsibility?
Oh my gosh.
All these guys do at Michael Holno is they didn't do it. I agree. They didn't. Now, as a mechanic, I can lean in and go, all right, try to get the other dealership to pay for it, but don't worry, kid. I'm not going to make you work for free. I'll pay the extra couple bucks to have you do this because this kid's sharp and he's going to get it done right. We get it back. It's not going to be a problem. It's going to be done correctly.
Okay.
And then maybe we go talk to the California dealership. Maybe we don't. I don't know. But that's my mechanic point of view. Now, as a customer, believe me, I know how to play the part of a customer because I've been on the other side of that fence way too many times. I could simply tell Mauricio, listen, I bought this vehicle brand new from General Motors. I took it to be worked on at a General Motors dealership. I am now at another General Motors dealership. I don't know who to blame. I don't know if the California dealership fucked up my truck or it's just a flaw, a design, a manufacturing problem. Maybe they put in some bad bolts at the factory when they built it. But here's what we do know, Mauricio. I didn't do it. So you fix this whatever way you want. You want to blame the other GM dealership? You want to blame GM for building it? Sounds like a GM problem, not a me problem. I didn't do this. That's all we know. The truck's still under warranty. I've only taken it to you guys for service.
Right.
And that creates a problem because then, let's say the Michael Hull dealership and this kid who's working on it, the dealership in California tells them to get bent. We ain't paying for shit. And GM goes, there's nothing wrong with it. Somebody damaged this during a repair. So GM's not going to pay for it.
Sounds like everybody's pointing fingers at each other.
And that happens a lot in the automotive industry. It does, especially at the dealership level. That is a huge thing. So what it comes down to is Mauricio's going to try to get the California dealership to step up their game because they're going to like, you clearly fucked this up and you clearly need to pitch in some money and help fix this. If they don't, and they probably won't, what it comes down to is, will Michael Hull step up and say, you know what, we want to take care of these customers. They live here now. They're going to buy stuff from us. They're going to come in. We're doing customer pay work. I could have done those gearboxes at the Sun Valley Fox's house in the driveway, but I paid them to do it. I'm being a good customer, and brought them donuts. Going to bring them pizzas when they're done. I'm doing my job as a customer really well. Now, Michael Cole can step up and say, we're just going to take care of this guy, or they can say, sorry, it's not our problem. You pay for it. And I'm going to have to step up because I'm not going to let the mechanic who didn't do this work for free.
Right.
That's what it'll come down to. And I won't know. I just told them, look, sort this out, fix it so I can pick it up. Which is today. As we're doing this, it's Thursday, little 10:16 today. We'll go down there and we'll pick it up, and then we'll hash out the who's paying for what and who's. I got a feeling that the California dealership's going to tell us to pound sand, going to tell Mauricio to pound sand, and it's going to be up to us. And we'll just see. I'm not going to say a word until I see how they decide to handle it. I'm just going to sit there and go, okay, so who's paying for it?
Okay.
I'm not going to give them the speech. I want to see what they say.
I got a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this, I want to say common, but is this a common thing that mechanics do at the dealership? Like mess things up like this, like bolts?
I really don't. If you want my mechanical opinion, I crawled under there. Well, he had it on a lift. I went under there with a flashlight and I looked at the bolts. The threads don't look damaged coming off. So I don't think the previous dealership, maybe they didn't cross thread them putting them on. I'm kind of thinking this is just bad metal, bad bolt, bad stud, bad design, that sometimes it happens. I've taken off brand new nuts and bolts on cars at dealerships and had them be ruined as they came off. It just tore up the threads coming off because the thing they told us in school one time is you have to use dissimilar metals, even just by a little bit. If you have a cast iron stud with threads and you put a cast iron nut on it, the two metals are identical. They will have a problem coming apart because they expand and contract at the exact same rate. They'll bind up and you'll have problems. When I was working at some of the dealerships, the tech schools we went to, they said, we're using dissimilar metals. You'll sometimes see, an aluminum nut on a cast iron stud threads, a bolt. And they would do that on purpose, they said. Maybe they've gone back a little bit to the other direction of the bolts and the nuts are a little bit too similar metals and they do bind up. I don't know. All I know is for sure is it's not this kid's fault who's working on it right now. And as much as I make fun of this kid and I talk to him like I'm his dad and stuff, and he was polite, the kid's fucking sharp. Like he's the only one from now on, especially if this comes out, the job is done right. He's the only guy I'm going to have working on this, on the transmission stuff. If he does brakes and front end, whatever he's allowed to do there, he's my guy. And I'll talk to Vince. Vince does a bunch of that stuff too. Vince hasn't worked on it yet, but Vince seems like he's fucking sharp also. And you can tell a lot by the mechanic. He's got the full set of tools and they're wore out. They're not brand new, shiny in the box, never been used. He's got a clean workstation. He handles himself well. Same with Vince. Vince got a ton of stuff going on, but his work area is organized. You can walk into a shop as a mechanic. You can listen to a shop as you walk in and tell if it's functioning. You can walk up to a mechanic and within 5 or 6 minutes, you know what caliber of guy they are by just talking to them and looking at their work area. You can tell.
Well, I have another question.
Yeah.
If they messed it up in California, why didn't they come to us and tell us? Wouldn't you have rather them? Why didn't they?
How would that conversation have gone?
I don't know.
Hey, we fucked up your truck. Pay for it? I'd have gone, go fuck yourself. You fucked it up. Put new bolts in it. If they can get that thing sealed up tight, that is someone else's problem. They don't have to worry about it because they can't turn that into a customer pay ticket, and they can't go to General Motors and say, hey, we tried to take off the exhaust and the bolts got fucked up. GM would say, nothing wrong with our nuts and bolts. You clearly did this. You fix it.
Again, they're just pointing fingers at each other.
Which is a very common thing in the automotive industry. You want to know who, on a different level, talked to Two Bear one time. Two Bear was formerly on staff here, still a good friend of the program and the family. Two Bear was over the service manager and the service department. I bet he's got 6,000 stories, worked there 30 years at that dealership level of stories like that of people pointing fingers and blame and trying to solve it. And the ultimate goal that this is kind of a standing rule for dealerships. The ultimate goal is to make the customer happy, as long as it doesn't cost us anything.
Isn't it true everywhere?
That's where they go with that. So we'll see how this is going. I still like Michael Hull's got a great reputation, a great name in Carson. I'm just getting to know them now. I've never met the man personally, but everybody that I've bumped into at that dealership has been fun and friendly, lighthearted. We've all been trying to get the problem solved and done, and we'll see what happens. That's the way that'll go, but we'll check it out.
That's cool.
So, yeah, we'll see. But then the problem is that Dr. Shadowlight, the head of the Banana Sauce Union, my arch rivals, we got to get his trailer back down to him somewhere in eastern Arizona in the next 3 or 4 days, which means that I have to finish unloading the trailer. I got to get the truck from service, unload the trailer, take the trailer up to the dump, throw the rest of the stuff away we don't want, get the trailer set, ready to go. Sun Valley Fox had a great idea. He said, put that trailer in my driveway, hooked up, lights hooked up, fueled up, ready to go. And if you have to leave like at 3 or 4 in the morning, you just drive over here. You don't got to monkey fuck around with hooking it up at 3 in the morning. It's ready to go. We drop off his car, which he let us borrow, and jump in that truck and fucking take off. On top of that, our washer and dryer both broke 3 days ago. We're trying to get the warranty company to fix it. And so I'm running out of clothes and I got to take a trip.
I know.
So,
and it's piling up. There's clothes everywhere. I think the kid's running out of work clothes too, because I never got to his
before it
stuff.
broke.
And that was from when we were gone.
So you're going to ask St. Donna right now?
No, I'll text her later and see if I can run over. If it doesn't get fixed.
So we're borrowing their car, and I had to have Briggs go pick it up because I knew my big fat white ass wasn't going to fit in the car. But then you got sick for like 5 days, and I had to drive the car to the dealership and back myself. I fit.
Yes, you do.
Not super comfortably. I'm still big, but I fit, and I could do everything. The only thing that really freaked me out about their little Honda was I'm driving down 395. Uh-huh. I was a little angry that their car wouldn't go over 103. I thought, little Honda should do like 110.
You tried it.
Yeah, the open highway.
You do that with every car you've ever had.
Got to air them out a little bit. You got to stretch the legs, as they say.
Oh, yeah. Probably screamed all the way down 395. What?
Well, because St. Donna and the Sun Valley Fox, they never open their cars up.
You don't know that.
They don't throttle them.
You
ever.
don't know that. When my brother's alone, you have no idea.
Oh, and I'm sure St. Donna is the little old lady from Pasadena, like the Jan and Dean sang about in the Beach Boys. I'm sure she just gets on it, right? No, neither one of them do.
Now, Donna, no. But my brother, I could see him doing it every once in a while.
So I'm trucking down the road, and this truck was passing me on my left. He wasn't passing me fast, but he was going by me. And I thought, well, I'll sneak in behind him and, pick up the pace, because the car I was in front of he was like the defender of the speed limit. That guy was like leaning out his window. The sign says 65, asshole, and I'm not going any faster. So I turn on my turn signal to let the truck know that's going by me.
Yes.
that I'm about to change lanes.
Because you learned that lesson.
Okay, no, that is not why. I've always been a
The state trooper told you anytime you change directions.
And technically, I wasn't even changing directions. I was still going north.
Okay.
So I turn on the turn signal as this truck's passing me,
Oh, yeah.
and the Sun Valley Fox's car starts screaming at me. There's a little amber light on the mirror that starts bling, 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 bling. Car next to you, car next to you. There's a beeper sounding louder than the stereo. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? As soon as the truck passed me,
It stopped.
It stopped.
It's supposed to wake you up.
Hey, I'm already awake. I'm the one telling the car I'm turning left. Anyway,
That's funny.
I got to tell you, Honda, a little unnecessary, I think.
Oh, it's just a safety precaution.
Okay, I know how to change lanes. I don't need some dumbass car.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, super appreciative. We got down to the dealership thinking we were picking up the truck, and I sent you to fill it up with gas and wash it, because that is an old school thing you do. When you return a car, you return it better than how you bought it. Make sure there's nothing in it. You clean it out, but you wash it and you fill up the tank.
Right.
I don't care if someone lets you borrow their car on empty. You return it full. That's just what you do. That's how I was raised. So now we got to do it again. Now we're a day later, we're going to fill it up with gas again, and we got to wash it again. But that's what you do. You return it that way. So we'll figure that out as we go. But we get the truck back today. Then it's hustle up with the trailer. And, Thursdays are the busiest day for Gen X Talks. No
Yes,
doubt.
it is.
Busy, busy, busy. You know what we might do? Maybe we do an early bottom of the glass show on our cell phone, and you can just point the camera at me, watch me dump the trailer with all the shit. Well, we're at the dump.
Come to the dump with us.
Come to the dump with Gen X Talks.
Let's not say we did.
We've had some very weird shows lately. This would fit right in.
It would be fine. So since last Thursday, we kind of surprised you guys with a recorded podcast last Thursday because we were in Oregon.
No one said a word about that either. No one caught on that was not live.
I know.
No one said a word. They're probably in the chat room just chatting away. No one figured out. And there's fans that know we're on the road.
Yes.
We're driving home.
We were driving home on
But
Thursday.
none of our fans can do math, because none of them put 2 + 2 and got 4.
Or they didn't care. It sounded so good that it didn't matter. But we spent a few days in Oregon, so that was really neat.
Yes.
Seeing my in-laws. And I tell you, when we go there, it's kind of like off the grid.
Yeah.
They don't have much internet out there.
No.
It's quiet. There's nobody there. It's kind of nice. I mean, I used to love going up there every summer with the kids, and it was great. You can let the kids.
There's a yawn. There's one.
Number one yawn. Sorry.
Number one yawn.
It was always great to just let the kids just run on 20 acres. The kids could just go have a blast.
And my dad has a mule, which is it's a little side-by-side old golf cart style from like 30 years ago called the mule.
And he had a rule. Remember the rule?
How old did you have to be to drive it?
I think he had to be 14. I think it was 14.
13 or 14. But all the kids they started going up there when they were 5, 6, and 7. The older kids turned the right age, and then they could drive it. And all the other kids waited for their turn. They'd run up, Grandpa, I'm old enough to drive the mule. Right when they got there, that was a big thing.
Yeah, I can't remember who was. So it had a little back end to it, like we used to ride in the back of a pickup truck, no seatbelts, no nothing.
Yeah.
Some of the kids were riding there. One of them got kicked out of there one time. Like, your dad hit a bump in the thing.
Okay. Not like kicked out, get out.
No, like they were sitting, thrown out, bumped out. I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah.
It was funny, but somebody got tossed out, and I'm trying to think it was our daughter or something. But they were laughing the whole time because your dad hit a bump.
Speaking of Oregon,
yes.
I have a little bit of a confession. First of all, I got a story and a confession. Which would you like to hear first?
I want the confession first.
Okay. So do you remember when you took the still picture of Sandy and I think it was Dave and I outside of Blockbuster?
Yes.
We took that still picture just as a promo picture, and we, haven't done the interview yet, but we were all standing there, arms around each other.
Yes.
I posted that picture and said, hey, by the way, the last Blockbuster, we got a really good interview. Interview's coming. We'll edit that together. But I showed that on all the platforms, and I got a ton of compliments about my weight loss.
Nice.
But there's something now. See, I'm down to 330 pounds from my peak weight of 475. So that's 145 pounds lost from my peak weight.
Yeah.
And about, I don't know, 120 or so or 130 from my running weight, which was my average weight over the years. But when I lost that much weight, on that particular day, as I was walking up to the Blockbuster, which is all glass, I could see a reflection of myself. And I went, oh, I guess I am losing a little bit of weight. But I learned walking up to the glass as I was walking in, I now, for the first time in like 4 or 5 years, I can suck in my stomach. Now, I could suck it in before, but it didn't change anything. Nothing changed. You're like pulling your stomach.
So you do have ab muscles.
Well, they're not very strong yet. So in the picture, I remembered that at the end of the interview. I went, oh my God. So I sucked it in as hard as I could. It made a little bit of difference. And everybody's complimenting me on the picture. Like, wow, look at the weight loss. No one knows that I'm about ready to pass out because you took forever to take that picture.
That's your confession?
That's my confession, is that I'm not really as skinny as I look in that picture.
You are skinnier. If you'd wear smaller t-shirts, you'd be even skinnier.
I am so comfortable in these shirts because
I know, but it's going to start like hanging on you and look sloppy. We don't want slop.
I know, but it just
we can go down a size.
I don't know.
I think you're technically 2 sizes, but I'll go take it down a notch.
All right. So the Oregon story, the one I didn't tell, was we stayed in that hotel, and we had a lot of stories about that hotel room. But what I didn't tell you guys is that with my weight loss, I am really trying to become the husband that your queen fell in love with. 2 years ago, I couldn't do anything. I was even on crutches. I couldn't walk anywhere. Anytime we had to do something, Jennick's mom had to go do it.
Yes.
If there was something to go get, she had to go get it. Something to go handle, she had to go handle it. The only thing I was good for was like an emergency. That was it. Everything else was, she would go do it. But now that I've been walking and doing more, I've been trying to plug myself back in. So at the hotel room in Oregon, I decided to go get you coffee and breakfast because they had the continental breakfast. Yes. So I take my fat ass and get dressed and walk down this long hallway downstairs, and I go to their continental breakfast. And for the money they were paying, I figured there'd be a shit ton of food down there. No, there wasn't.
That's why it's a continental breakfast.
Yeah,
you're lucky you even get that.
No kidding. Yeah.
Because I think the continental breakfast used to be like pastries, coffee, juice.
Yeah,
that's about it. But now
it was a little bit above that.
Yeah,
but I still don't care for the powdered eggs everywhere you go.
Oh gosh,
all right. So I go down there, and the first thing I notice is everybody in there is reading newspapers. They have their man buns on, and they're all very uppity. Some of them are uppity and rich, and some of them are middle class, and they're all very uppity. Now, I don't look horrible, but I definitely look like I came out of the backwoods. I got my beard and my hair. I'm a little scruffy. Got my Dodgers cap, which nobody's really thrilled with up there.
No.
I got my Levi's and my boots. Even the guy at the desk was eyeballing me like, you don't belong here. You're just walking in for a free meal.
Like a homeless man?
Well, maybe not homeless, but just some guy who's coming around looking for a free meal. I could tell at any second this guy was going to go, sir, what room are you in? And but he didn't. So I got the stuff, and I'm piling up the food on a plate, and I go over to get your coffee, which is at a separate location, and there's decaf and regular. Well, I know you don't drink decaf, so regular it is, but they have all these weird flavor squirters. They got like these thing over there.
What'd you just call them?
They're flavor squirters. They have all these really fancy names, and you're supposed to put your coffee cup under it and squirt some stuff in there. I don't know.
Hazelnut, vanilla.
Whatever.
Yeah, I saw it the other morning. Yeah.
But they never really just say vanilla. It has some stupid name like, cream of the honeybee. And you're like, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So I know you like real sugar. So I pile up the coffee, a cup of coffee, a big thing of orange juice. I got a plate.
And the guy's still watching you.
Every step. I got a plate piled 8 or 9 inches high full of food. I got a drink in each hand. And I made one mistake before I went down there. You know how I've been fighting trying to keep my pants up. If I don't put my belt because I'm undersized my pants so far. I don't fit in any of my pants.
That is correct.
That if I don't tighten that belt all the way up, I will lose my pants as I walk.
Yes. You'll be in style.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm carrying this food, trying to get across the whole thing to the elevator, and I needed to put my phone in my pocket to carry the food.
Oh, my
But as soon as I put my phone in my pocket, the weight of the phone, instantly I went, nope, I'm going to lose my pants. Like I wouldn't have made it to the elevator, and my belt would have been around the middle of my ass. So I readjust. I pull my pants up as far as I can. I didn't want to do the whole belt thing in front of everybody. I just take the phone, put it in my hand, which is already crowded with food and drink. I make my way to the elevator. Pants are still okay.
What are you, shuffling?
Yeah. Well, actually, when I don't want my pants to fall down, I have to spread my feet really far apart.
Oh, okay.
Then my pants don't want to fall down. So I'm walking like
That's a sight to see.
Yeah, like a cowboy taking these big John Wayne steps. And I'm kind of looking at everybody like, mind your own fucking business, okay? I know what I'm doing here. I get in the elevator, I go up. Now I got to walk down that long hallway without losing my pants, which I do. Thank you very much. I get to the hotel room door. There's no possible way I can get to my key. Now, I may have lost weight, but I can't bend down to the floor, so I can't set anything on the floor. So I'm trying to get your attention, and I can hear the hairdryer running in the bathroom. I can hear you blow drying your hair. So I'm kicking the door.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it. I'm hitting my head on the fucking door.
Didn't hear it.
Didn't hear it. Now, people are passing by me in the hallway and like, what are you doing? One of the people came by who was in the breakfast area, and he's like looking at me like, I knew you were retarded. I knew back then. I knew downstairs you didn't fit in here at all. So finally, this one guy goes by, and I said, hey, man, can you do me a favor? And he goes, yeah, what do you need? I was like, can you knock on this door? He goes, what? I go, this is my room. My wife's in there. Can you hear the hairdryer going? He goes, yeah, I just need to get her attention. He goes, you want me to bang on this door? And he didn't know if I belonged there or not.
Right.
I'm like, just bang on the fucking door. So he like gives this wimpy little knock. He goes, oh, she didn't hear us, and takes off. I'm like, thanks for nothing, asshole.
Why didn't he just hold the food for you?
I don't know. I didn't ask him to. I don't know. I didn't cross my mind.
That's the most logical thing is, hey, could you hold this for me while I get the key out of my pocket?
Why couldn't he just knock on the fucking door?
Why couldn't he just hold the food?
Okay.
Two idiots just by the door.
No, I wasn't going to bring this up. I guess this would be a second confession. I didn't have the key. And you know this because you had both the keys most of that weekend. I didn't have a key. I didn't have a key on me.
Ay, ay, ay.
So I finagled. Remember, I didn't have my phone in my pocket. So I finagled the food around where I could get to the phone, and I called you. Now I can hear the phone ringing behind the door. I can also hear the hairdryer going. I don't know what it was that finally got you to the door, but this was after me being out there for 15 minutes. Everybody passing by.
Good. Served you right.
For what? What? For going and getting you food. Yeah, that's the thanks I get. Looking like a jabroni out there.
Now you need new pants also, I keep telling you.
Okay, this story was not an invitation for you to critique me.
Oh, yeah, it was. Pretty much. You brought it up.
And I'm just saying, so that was, I forgot to mention that hotel story, but I can't even tell you the looks of people walking by.
I can just imagine.
Making faces, and then the guy's like, I'm not fucking knocking on the door. And then he did and ran off. Like, okay, tried to help you by. I don't know. He didn't want to be part of a felony, I guess. So.
Oh my gosh. I have to tell a story on the way home. You know, I love going through towns and reading signs as you're blowing through towns, you know. And there was one that made me laugh. And then this one I looked at you and went, what did that just say? And we went by this place kind of fast, but I read the sign. It said, self-serve honey.
What?
Self-serve honey. How do you self-serve honey?
What does that even mean, self-serve honey?
So you go to the beehive
and just stick your
hand in and just
Winnie the Pooh the whole thing on your own. Just stick your hand.
I almost was tempted, like, I kind of want to try this. It was like, I almost told you to turn around and go back. Let's go see what self-serve honey is.
I'm just picturing an old guy in a rocking chair sitting next to an active beehive and says, "Stick your hand in there." Yeah, you can have all you want. Just go get it. Self-serve honey.
Self-serve honey. So that's what they do in Oregon. You can self-serve honey.
Just Winnie the Pooh that shit and stick your paw in there and see how it comes out.
I was like, what the heck is happening here?
You know, changing topics a little bit. I've had a CPAP machine for a long time.
Way over time. You need a new one.
I do. That there's from time to time there's been viewers who have written, fans that have written in and say, "I can't use a CPAP. I hate it." I got to tell you, I love my CPAP machine.
But first, tell them when you were so against it at the beginning.
I stared at that thing for weeks.
Yes, you had it there. So tell them that you did start out the same way.
I hated it. I didn't want it, and but my doctor had said if you don't use this, you're going to wake up dead one morning because you cannot breathe. Your throat will collapse, your lungs, you're not going to be able to breathe, you're going to choke. And there's times I've woke up gasping for air, and it feels like your throat is closed up to a point where you're breathing through a little red cocktail straw. That's the only way to describe it. And you wake up in a panic running out of air. I used to wake up going, I got 10 seconds. I got 10 seconds. If I can't breathe in 10 seconds, I'm dead. And I could feel myself blacking out. And they're like, yeah, you got to use a CPAP machine. You got to keep that airway open. And I haven't had a problem since. But that doesn't mean I liked it. I hated that CPAP machine when I first got it. I absolutely 100% hated that thing. But I made myself use it. And after, I don't know if it was a few days or a week or so, I love that thing. The first thing I noticed, which you're going to shake your head at as immaturity, I could drink more. I could drink more alcohol, and I could use that CPAP machine wake up. That helps.
Is not okay.
I don't care what anybody says. It works. That CPAP machine allowed me to drink more whiskey and wake up more refreshed than I would have if I just got normal sleep. So thumbs up to the guy who invented the CPAP machine. That's one. But yeah, I can't be without. I love that thing. When I'm not feeling good or I got a problem, I crawl into bed and put that mask on. Oh, what a relief it is.
I have to tell you something. When you first got it and when you had more weight on you, it was a lot louder. I don't know if this is a true thing or whatever, but I could really hear the machine.
Yeah.
Now that you've lost so much weight, it's a lot quieter. Like you don't necessarily need it as much.
You're saying the machine doesn't have to work as hard to keep.
I'm just telling you. I hear a difference at night. It's like a low hum now, and before it was like, I don't know if you were breathing it in a lot. I don't know how it actually works per se. But
I don't know exactly either. But I know that for me, it's just a lifesaver. I don't care if it doesn't look good or not. It's like my favorite thing at night for sure.
It doesn't bother me.
Those of you who've been writing me off and on over the years on that, just suck it up, man. I
love sleeping with a fighter pilot.
Yeah, that's right. I look like Maverick every time we go to bed. I'm looking like Maverick.
It's hot.
It is. I think the sunglasses are a bit much, but I wear them.
The aviator glasses.
That's right.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we went to a football game with Christine Matlock. We went to a football game, Nevada. What is it? UNR, right? That's what it was? UNR football game?
University of Nevada at Reno.
University of Nevada at Reno. It was a football game. And she invited us because she's part of a very exclusive club called the Prospectors.
She was grandfathered in, literally.
Yeah, literally from her grandfather. But she still had to apply and get the deal. She's married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost
a case. And so they're in, and they invited us to go. The Prospectors, I guess, once a season, put on a big deal. So Big Mike Perkins, Uber driver, picked us all up. And this is a pretty big event in Reno. Like, this is a pretty big thing.
Like every home game, I think.
So you go to the parking lot, and there's several parking lots at UNR, and they're packed.
Tailgating.
Yeah.
Depends on the age. Depends on who you belong to.
That's right. We were told, well, this is the young crowd over here. You don't want to go over there.
Right.
And then here's the middle-aged crowd. You could fit in there. But then here's the old-timers down here with their RVs. And
that's right.
And they block off. I'm not sure what they have to pay to block off sections. and I'm not sure how they go about it, but they're blocking off sections. You okay?
We lost the podcast audio, and then it's back.
Okay, but it's back. Is that right?
Yes.
Are we good?
Yes.
All right. So the prospectors, well, let me get to how we got there. So there's a lot of security. There's cops. There's campus security, and they're waving people around. Big Mike Perkins knows where we need to go, but they're waving him off. They're waving him around.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, you can't come in here.
Yes.
Now, I got to back up even one more second. We leave the Matlock's house in Big Mike Perkins' vehicle. There's not enough room for everybody.
Yeah, why do you say there wasn't?
Where did Christine Matlock have to sit?
In the last seat. There's seats back there.
She was sitting down in the back of a station wagon.
No, there's seats.
No.
Yes, there is.
Then why did Ben have to pull her out by her feet?
Because it's really small. But there are seats. There's a third row. There's a third row back
all
there.
I saw was Big Mike open up the back, and all I could see was Christine's feet coming out. And Ben's like, "You want me to yard you out of there?" I'll get. She's like, "No," and she's boot scooting to get.
Yeah, and she's like 6 feet tall. I was like, I'll sit back there. I'm a lot,
So we piled.
Anyways, it's nice to have an Uber driver, by the way.
Yeah, so we piled all in. We go down there, but Mike can't get in. Every time he tries to turn into this one spot.
Oh, that girl was not.
No.
Lady. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. She was an older lady.
She was waving Big Mike off like, no, you can't come in here. And he turned on his Uber sign. She goes, still don't care. He holds out the window his student ID because he takes college classes there. She goes, still don't care.
Yeah.
He goes, I got a handicapped guy in the car with a wheelchair. And we need to get in. Of course, I'm trying to figure out a way to look handicapped in the passenger seat. And she goes, oh, if that's true, where's your handicap sign?
Yes.
And he had one. He goes,
did.
right here, bitch. He holds it up. And she's like, okay, I'm sorry.
She was all apologizing,
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. And Mike's like, you damn right you're sorry. Let my ass in here. So we turn and go in. But now you're just in the spaghetti mess of all the aisles and parking lots that have been taped off because they're barbecuing, they're playing cornhole, there's some guys playing volleyball, I think 2 guys were playing badminton, and now we're trying to figure out where to go, and you don't really know. Christine didn't know where the prospectors were set up. But the deeper you go into the parking lot, now there's more security going, no, you don't belong in here. You're not part of any of these clubs. You're not driving down here, and go back where you came from. So Christine Matlock sticks her face out the window, and the one guy's like, oh, yeah, prospectors right over here. That was the running joke, that Christine's face gets us into the places we need to go.
Right.
So Big Mike got us in off the street to the property, to the campus. But
And then we got prime
Christine
parking.
Matlock's face got us in. We finally go to the prospectors. They literally have taped off
A parking lot.
an entire parking lot. They're not even using all of it. That's how elite these people are. And guess what? Their area was the first one right across from the main entrance.
Yes.
You had to walk 50 steps. You weren't walking half a mile back where the youngsters were. No.
Mm-hmm.
These old boys, their spot was right up front. So we pull up to there, but we don't know where to go, where to park. There's no parking anywhere this close. And I think Christine got us into their parking lot.
Yes.
Even the Prospectors Club people, which there was 200 of them, they had to park someplace else and
Right.
walk in. Inside their parking area was all their setup, but only 3 cars until we got there. And somehow Christine got us in. We were the 4th car. We had private parking because of Christine Matlock, who's married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
So we go in there. Great people in the Prospectors Club. Really good food. Pinocchio's, the same place we went and had lunch with Christine a week or so back, had great food there. Great people. The bar was a little weird. The bar was a little weird. The bartender was 9. He couldn't see over the bar.
No, he
But
couldn't.
that
I was
fucking
like,
kid could
I don't know if this is like legal, but
That fucking
okay.
kid could snap off a beer cap like
Yeah,
nobody. He put it right on the bar and snapped that ball and handed it to you. There you go, buddy. Let's go. But it was, private, so it didn't really matter.
I
And
thought it was hilarious.
He seemed like a good kid. Everybody was having fun there. We did a quick 30-minute show from inside there. Then we go to the game, and Christine Matlock was very clear about how this whole evening goes.
Okay.
She says, everybody show up at my house. We'll all pile in Big Mike's Uber.
She lined
We'll
it all
drive
up.
down there. We'll go to the prospectors. We'll eat some good food. We'll drink some alcohol. And then we go to the game and we leave when Christine gets cold.
That's right.
She's like talking in the third person. She goes, we're all going to go here and we leave when Christine gets cold. I go, well, you're Christine. That's right. We leave when I
I'm
get
calling
cold.
the shots tonight.
So we're walking in and she's shivering.
Yeah, she was cold.
I'm like, are you ready to go home already? She goes, yes, I am. But couldn't leave. The game hadn't started yet. So we go in. We had really good seats, which I don't think there's a bad seat at UNR.
No,
really
it was a
isn't.
beautiful stadium.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
And it was a lot of good people, a lot of fun. It was a great game. When we left, we were losing 43-3 or something.
But we
or
have to tell
48-3.
it, remember back in the days of college where you drank and drank? Half these kids there didn't even know what quarter it was.
No.
But what was hilarious was our generation is all sitting and enjoying the game, and these girls are walking by throwing up in the trash can,
Yeah,
and we're cheering them on.
Yeah, we got a good picture of that one girl. There was one girl heaving in the trash can right below us.
Yes.
And the other girl holding her hair.
Yes, and when she came up for air, everybody started
cheered.
clapping.
Like, all right, go get another beer.
It was like, okay, you're good to go. Go.
Yeah. And then I got yelled at by you for taking a picture of the girl down there because she looked like she wasn't wearing any pants.
The water girl.
Yeah, the water girl.
No, she...
And I told Christine, you yelled at me for taking a picture. I turned to Christine and go, thanks, because Christine was the one who pointed out, look at that girl, looks like she's naked.
I didn't know that.
And then Christine goes, well, I wasn't thinking you were going to be so obvious with the picture, you dirty old man.
That's
she goes,
exactly
I thought
what
you'd
you
be
were.
a little more discreet with the camera angle. And she goes, you're fucking holding it up.
Yeah, for everybody to see. Way to go.
I don't care. I didn't care.
Dirty old man.
Whatever.
You're turning into one.
Then I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that.
And I asked Christine and Ben, I said, where's the bathroom? Like, well, it's way down yonder in the pawpaw patch and you got to walk a long way. And I'm like, yeah. And then I think Ben goes, but the handicap one is right there, just down the thing.
Yeah, just up the ramp.
So I go up the ramp, I go walking. And remember, even though I've got a wheelchair, nobody had to push me anywhere. I pushed my own wheelchair. I push it as far as I can. And if I absolutely can't go any further, I have a place to sit.
Right.
Because not every place you go has you. Sometimes you're looking for a place. Well, I take my chair with me, but I don't use it unless I have to. So I decided to walk to the bathroom without the chair because I think I can make it there and back. I'm a little stiff and sore and it's cold. I walk down there. I know where the bathroom is. It's got a lock on the door, like a key lock.
Yeah, I noticed that because I tried to go in there too.
Yeah, there's a monitor there, hall monitor.
Yes.
And I'm like, is the bathroom in use? He goes, yeah, at the moment it is. I said, okay. So I'm waiting in line. And there's other people waiting for this bathroom too, like one person ahead of me and somebody was inside. And the hall monitor looks at me and goes, so are you handicapped? I said, well, yeah, sort of. I said, I got a wheelchair. He goes, where's your wheelchair? I said, well, it's back there where I'm sitting. I don't use it unless I have to. And I didn't want to walk the wheelchair through the crowd. You know, that's kind of disruptive. And he looks at me like, sure, you got a wheelchair. You don't got a wheelchair. I said, I do. And he looks at me. I said, you're going to tell the fat guy to go back and get his wheelchair to prove I can use the handicap bathroom? That's what you want me to do? And so right about that time, two girls come popping out of this bathroom. Neither one of them's handicapped. They're both 22 years old. And I'm standing there. They come out of the bathroom. They're wasted. I can't tell if they're drunk or high. But they run right up to me and they start talking to me like they know me. They go, oh my gosh, so we met Joey when we first got here and he was here before us, but we can't find him now. So we've just been drinking and walking around the whole place, but he's got to be here somewhere. They're both rambling the story. I'm like, who the fuck's Joey and who are you? I don't even know who you are. And they're laughing. Their eyes are wide and they're both talking at the same time. And then they just leave.
They felt you needed to know that Joey's missing.
They didn't wait for a reply. What if I had known where Joey was?
Maybe, I don't know.
They leave. So then the guy's like, okay, you can use the restroom. So I go in there. It's a single stall. The door locks behind you and you do your thing. You know what bummed me out? Clean restroom and the only place that was really warm in the whole stadium because they had a little heater in there.
Wow.
So, I go to the bathroom and I'm done and I get ready to come out.
You took your time?
No, I had to just take a leak, did my stuff and took off. But when I'm in there, obviously it's a unisex bathroom, but they also had a changing table because, if there's babies there.
Ugh.
And the changing table was left open and had shit on it. It had poop from where someone had changed a diaper and the diaper was thrown away, but there was poop on it. They left it there.
Oh.
I know. And I'm thinking, okay, two things. I go, not cool. Whoever did that.
No.
The second thing was the fucking hall monitor had to have known that because he was opening and closing the door for everybody, and you could clearly see it from the door. He probably just didn't want to do anything about it.
No, that wasn't his job.
No.
He was just the hall monitor.
Guess who else's job it wasn't? Mine.
Yours. I know.
But I cleaned the whole thing up. I cleaned up the bathroom. There's papers on the floor. I picked them all up. I cleaned that thing up. I folded the table back up because what if a mother came in there with a baby after me and she needed to use that and then she has to set the baby down while she cleans it?
Yeah.
That might be very tough. So I cleaned the whole thing up. I picked up all the trash, smushed the trash down there, washed up my hands with soap and water really good, and I walked out.
Wow, you got a gold star that night.
No one gave me a gold star. I want to tell you.
Oh.
Now, if you want to put one on the refrigerator right now, you go out there in the kitchen and do it.
I will.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we got back to a point where it was time to leave. You know, we saw I've never seen a drone show in real life. And this one wasn't a big one, probably
But it was pretty cool.
200 drones.
But it was cool.
But it was very cool, very well done. I was digging that. Then it was time to leave, and I thought, now it's like 11 o'clock at night. The game's still not over, but we left early, 48-3 or whatever the score was when we left.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to go home.
No, we didn't. We were kind of hungry.
Yeah.
And we wanted to warm up a little bit because it was getting cold.
And
It was dropping fast.
Yeah, I'll tell you why we were cold is because Big Mike Perkins couldn't find any hot chocolate.
Oh.
And Ben Matlock
Never lost a case.
Wouldn't get us nachos. We yelled like, get us some nachos. Christine's like yelling, get nachos. He wouldn't do it. He comes back and she says, you didn't bring us any nachos.
He was like, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, whatever. He didn't go back. He didn't say, well, I'm sorry about that. Let me go back and get you some nachos. No fucking way. He didn't do shit. So we're all hungry. We're all cold. No hot chocolate. No food.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
You have to say when we were walking to the car, we had a little walk because we went a different way.
Well, Perkins, who knows the campus, he took us out a different way because there was a lot of people. You know, it was funny. The stadium kind of emptied at halftime, but most people didn't actually leave the campus.
No, they were just hanging out.
Yeah, thousands hanging out. So Mike's like, hey, let's go this way. I know a faster way. And he was thinking of me. He goes, this will be way easier on you. So I walked up this one hill, but I was done at that point. Now we're on a side street where there's no cars. Tons of people, but no cars.
Right.
And Mike says, Big Mike Perkins goes, I'll just go get the car and come back here.
He knew that he could get the car down there.
Well,
yeah.
If he moved the gates.
Yes.
Because no cars were coming in there.
Yes.
So Big Mike goes down, gets the car, moves the gates to get out of the Prospector parking lot, moves the security gates and tells the guys, I'm going right up there to pick somebody up. He's got a wheelchair.
Flashed on his Uber light and pulled up there. Now, he's the only car there. Right.
And there's all these people walking by. And this one girl who's been apparently, her and her friends, these other girls,
are waiting for an Uber.
They're waiting for an Uber, but they can't get the Uber to where they are. But then they see Mike.
That's right.
And they're like, okay, if this Uber driver can get here, our Uber driver can get here.
Right.
And she's telling Mike, how do I get the other Uber driver to come up here like you did? And Mike goes, he can't come up here.
That's right. That's what he said.
And she's like, what? Well, you did. He goes, well, yeah, I can come up here, but he can't. Your Uber driver can't come up here.
You need to start walking, girl.
He goes, you got to start walking all the way down there. And he points down this road that's down this hill. She goes, you need to get down there where your Uber driver can get to you.
Right.
And she's like, well, then how did you get up here? And Ben Matlock, never lost a case, walks up to her and says, this is our private Uber driver. He straight-faced it.
He straight-faced her.
And she goes, what? The girls are standing there, and they just want their Uber driver. And Ben goes, this is our private Uber driver. You can't hire this guy, and your Uber driver can't get up here. Just ours can. She goes, are you serious?
Yes.
And the one girl goes, you're kidding, right? And Mike Perkinson goes, no. I'm a private Uber driver for this company. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Private Uber? There's no private Uber companies.
And all of us combined had probably more money than...
well, probably the money in our pockets, yeah, was more than her daddy's credit card. But it was funny because she couldn't have been more than 22 and going, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
What just happened?
But everybody kept a straight face. Like,
then Mike Perkins flipped around or did something, and all those college guys were trying to
wave
flag
him down. They're like, hey, Uber, we're right here. And he's like, no, you can't. I'm not stopping for you guys. He drove up the road further around the little circle drive and back down. Every one of those drunk college guys waving, hey, there's an Uber, come get me.
He could have made some serious money that night.
So
that was funny.
He kept telling everybody, Ubers can't come up here. And they're like, you're an Uber driver. You're up here. Like, well, your Uber driver can't come up here. I can. But Mike just moved fucking barricades. He was like, I don't care. He just knew what he could get away with and what he could do.
So funny.
So we drive out of there. They find a place for us to go, not super close to the campus because all the college kids have filled up all the college bars. I can't remember the name of the place we went.
Floating Tide?
Floating Tide?
Floating Tide.
Floating Tide. So it's right there in Reno, pretty close to the university. And
it's a bar.
It's a bar. It's
got bar food.
It's an old school bar with old school bar vibe
I loved
and feel. Yeah, it was great. So we go in there and sit down. It's Little Miss Hot Nerdy, Christine Matlock, married to Ben Matlock.
Never lost a
case. Your Majesty, the Queen, Gen X Mama, myself, and Big Mike Perkins. So we all sit down there. This is not an exaggeration. I'm not lying here. I'm not padding the stats. Okay?
No.
I am not padding the stats.
We thought we smelled or something.
25 minutes go by. No one has come to serve us. Not water.
2 different waitresses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Servers walked by us and looked at us
100
multiple times.
They walk right by and just look. They don't even nod. They don't say, I'll
We're
be
like,
right
excuse
back.
me.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
No.
Hello.
Nothing.
It's like we were invisible.
Absolutely.
Even Ben said, are we in a different timeline?
Yeah.
Like, were we not here?
Finally, Ben said, let's just go someplace else.
Yeah.
He's like, we just got to go. This is ridiculous. We've been sitting there the whole time. And then you chimed in and you said, oh, it's the Dodger hats.
I did.
Because Big Mike and I were both wearing LA Dodger hats.
Yeah. You don't wear those in Reno.
No. And I'm like, okay, because everybody there's a San Francisco Giants fan.
Right.
And I'm like, God damn it. And I didn't want to take off my hat. I wanted to get service. So we finally start being a little bit loud. 2 waitresses come over, and right as they get there, before they even apologize, I go, were you guys all back there doing rock, paper, scissors to see who was going to get stuck? Taking care of the table with the Dodger fans? She goes, yeah, as a matter of fact, we were. None of us wanted to come over here.
I told you.
So we did get some food. We got some drinks. You and Christine both got sick because you shared a beer at some point. You both tasted some beer. It's the only time you two were connected, but you both got sick. So one of you gave the sickness to the other, or the beer was contaminated, which you don't believe for a second.
I don't know about
But we had a good time. I haven't had a drink of alcohol in forever. I did have a shot with Ben. And we had some pretty good food. It was good for bar food. It was pretty good. I just had a little side order.
Yeah.
And then we
didn't get home until 1 a.m.
Yeah, we didn't get home
It's been a long time since we were after midnight.
Yeah.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
Good happens after midnight. Big Mike did get us back where we were supposed to be, got everybody home, and then we drove off from there, and we got home about 1, and I felt pretty good. It wasn't like it was bad. You were a little bit sore from that night because that was pushing you quite a bit, especially, the stadium's not super comfortable. The bar, of course, isn't super comfortable, but you did really well for as long as we were gone.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was a good night. I'm very pleased to be included in that with Christine, she in the Prospectors Club. I don't know if we'll get invited back, but that's a couple things Christine has involved you in with luncheons for her business community.
Yes.
And the Prospectors. I liked it. It was a lot of fun to be part of that.
It was really fun. It was a really fun night.
Not going to complain about that stuff at all. Really had a good time. Let me see if I made some notes with this because we had so much going on.
Yes.
You did this. You talked about the self-serve, honey. Also, it is 2025.
Are you sure?
And in 2032, so just 7 or 8 years away right now, depending on where you calculate from, we will finally get to learn what the 3 seashells are.
We're getting closer.
Anybody who's seen Demolition Man with the 3 shells in the bathroom, they never quite explained what it was for. And that movie took place in 2032.
Oh, man.
So we're looking forward to 2 things, learning what the 3 shells were all about. And we want to see how Taco Bell wins the franchise wars. And every place you go to eat is a Taco Bell.
Or,
Those are the
yes.
2 things I took away from that movie. So if it's a true life documentary, we're all for those things.
It's fast approaching.
It is. You know, your brother said something really weird to me the other day.
What's that?
We were at his house. I was over at the Foxhole talking with the Sun Valley Fox. And we were kind of getting done. And I was getting ready to walk back out to my truck and get my truck. And he takes off. He like runs into the house and I go, "Hey, where are you going?" He goes, now this is what he said.
Okay.
As your brother walked away from me in a haste, he goes, "I'll be right back. I got to shake the dew off the lily." I said, "What?" And he just disappeared. Now, I almost got out my phone and Googled it because I wanted to know, what does that mean? Why would you tell someone that? If it was to go to the bathroom, wouldn't you just say, "I need to go to the bathroom. Excuse me, I need to go to the restroom. I'll be right back." Your brother yells from the garage, "Give me a minute. Got to shake the dew off the lily." I've never heard that before. I've never heard that phrase before. Now,
That's a boober phrase.
I got to be honest with you. If that's what that means, if shaking the dew off the lily or knocking the dew off the lily is going to the bathroom, I'm starting to use that. I'm going to use that everywhere I go. I'm out someplace. I'm going to go, "Hey, does anybody know where I can go shake the dew off the lily?"
It sounds so polite, doesn't it?
It also sounds like you might be doing something you're not supposed to do in public. I don't.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It
was
could be
an odd
taken.
thing
It could be taken
It was
wrong.
an odd thing to say, and that's what he said. So.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Now, did we talk about the cop incident on the getting pulled over on the last podcast? I think we talked about it on a live stream, but I don't remember if we talked about it last time.
No, we couldn't have, because it happened on the day of the podcast that we had already.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you did not.
Yeah, it happened while we were coming back from Oregon. So for those of you that don't know, we drove. We've been in the truck 7 or 8 hours. We came back from Central Oregon, and we got all the way down into Carson City, Nevada, really close to where we live. We're just a few minutes from home.
Oh, couldn't wait to be home.
Yeah, and there is a spot where the 580 dead ends kind of into the 395. Now, if you're in the right 2 lanes, you have no choice but to go right. And head back into Carson City. If you're in the left 2 lanes, you have no choice but to get on the 395. It forces you to turn left. You can't go straight.
Correct.
There is, I think, one lane in the middle that becomes Highway 50 and heads up towards Tahoe. But if you're in either one of the outside lanes, it is turn only.
Correct.
There's barricades. You aren't going anywhere. Now, before we got to that intersection, I'm tooling along. It's a 65 mile an hour stretch of the road. I'm doing 70. I got my cruise control set at 70. And a cop, a state trooper in Nevada, pulls up. He enters the freeway. He gets on an on-ramp, and he's in the slow lane. He's trying to move over. He's got his turn signal on to move over into my lane. To merge. He was merging. If you're a gamer, he was strafing left. And but his rear bumper is about at my front bumper. Now, either he has to speed up a little bit and get in front of me, or he has to slow down and get behind me, or I have to slow down. There's your second yawn.
Only 2.
I have to slow down and give him room. That didn't feel like slowing down. So I stay.
So
with
rebellious.
My cruise control. I just have my cruise control on.
And all you want to do is go home.
All I'm trying to do is go home.
Yes.
So this guy sits with his turn signal on for about half a mile, trying to give me the hint he wants over. I stayed constant, like, dude, just pull out in front of me. Go a little faster. I'm sure you can get away with it. And no one's going to stop you for doing 72. So he elects to pull in behind me. leaves me alone for the whole rest of the drive. We get to that intersection where I am forced to turn left because I'm going south. I'm going towards Minden. I'm going towards Gardnerville.
Right.
And I get in the very left lane.
You can only go left.
Only go left. The cop pulls up behind me.
You have no other choice.
No. I looked in my mirror and I saw the cop turn on his turn signal. And I thought, that is a dumb looking turn signal. I'm serious. This turn signal was this weird yellow triangle kind of in the middle of his grill. It really wasn't off to one side. It was kind of, maybe they moved it for the cop model car, whatever. But I turned on my turn signal because I thought, turn signal, it just reminded me.
Yeah, and sometimes you do. Have you ever done that? Like got in the left-hand turn lane and went, maybe I should just turn it on.
So I turned it on, no big deal.
Yeah.
So the light turns green, both lanes turn left, and he fucking lights up his Christmas tree.
I thought you were joking at first when you told me.
I said, this this gentleman is pulling me over.
I said, you've got to be kidding me.
No, he's pulling me over. And she's like, what did you do? I said, what could I do? I've been sitting in the light
We were sitting there
I couldn't do shit. And I was on my cell phone because Briggs had just called.
Yeah.
But he couldn't have known that because it was the car. It was on the truck speaker. It's not like I had it in my hand.
Right.
Anyway, so I pull over and he pulls over. Now, one cop comes up to your side. One cop comes up to my side.
So I put down my window and I'm like, I have to talk to this guy?
Yeah. And
it's your fault.
I didn't do anything. And so the guy, first thing is, you know why I pulled you over? You wanted an autograph? He goes, what? Why? No. He goes, you didn't use your turn signal.
And I looked at him and went, I am 10 minutes. I have been in this car for 8 hours.
That's what you told. You interrupted our conversation.
I did. I'm like, dude, I am 10 minutes from home and you're stopping me for a turn signal? I was like livid.
So the guy just kind of like nods to you like, yes, ma'am, turn signal. And he tells me I didn't have my turn signal on. I said, well, that's kind of funny you should say that because yes, I did. I said, not only that, I know that because I looked in my mirror when you pulled up behind me and I saw your weird, gay, stupid turn signal on your grill, which I thought was dumb looking, and it reminded me to turn mine on. And he goes, well, it didn't work. You might have turned it on, but it didn't work. I went, okay. So now he wants the license and registration, which you have all that stuff. I don't even carry my wallet, so you have it.
Yes.
As you're digging through trying to find it, the cop next to me is just standing there, and he looks bored as hell. So I rolled down my window and said, hey, man, what's up? I said, you look really bored. He goes, I'm not bored. I'm hot out here. It's hot. The sun's beating down. I don't want to stand out here. And I said,
shouldn't have pulled me over.
Don't pull people over today, and you can stay in your air-conditioned car. You pull people over, that's on you. Now you're outside in the heat. He goes, I can't even wear my sunglasses because these glasses are so dark I can't see anything. I said, yeah, but I bet you look cool. He goes, I do. You look good with them. So the cop gets the stuff. He says, I'll be right back.
They weren't gone very long.
They weren't gone very long. Now, when he comes back up, we start talking. I said, now hold on a second. I said, he came back up and I said, you're going to tell me that you pulled me over because I didn't use my turn signal.
Right.
Now I'm in a turn only lane. I can't go anywhere but left. I said, it's forcing me to go left. I'm going left. You're going left. The lane next to me is going left. None of us can go straight.
Right.
Why would I have to use my turn signal to alert other people of what I'm about to do?
That everybody else in those lanes are doing.
Everybody knows we're turning left.
Yeah.
Everybody in the whole intersection knows that our two lanes are turning left.
Yes.
Turn signal's not needed. And I did have mine on anyway, but it's not needed. I turned mine on because I saw you had yours on, but what does it matter? And he says, well, sir, in the state of Nevada,
yes,
anytime you change directions, whether you have an option to do it or not, if you change directions,
you have to have it on.
You have to have your turn signal on.
I was like,
okay.
What?
Now, hang on a second. So if I'm on a mountain road and I'm on a windy mountain road.
I'm just going, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
If I'm on a windy mountain road, do I have to turn my turn signal on every time the windy road bends right, bends left, bends right? Technically, according to you, that's a change of direction, even though there's no other way for me to go on this windy mountain road than follow the contour of the road. But according to you, just like down here, if I can only go left, I got to let people know. I'll keep that in mind. I'll turn on my turn signal as I'm 50 miles down this road. Every time I turn, I'll make sure to turn my turn signal on. Now, here's the weird part. Not only he didn't give me a ticket.
He did not.
He didn't even give me a warning.
He did not.
He didn't say, this is only a warning and I'm just letting you know. Now, Big Mike Perkins and others have said that in the state of Nevada, if a state trooper pulls you over and gives you a warning, even a verbal warning, they have to document it. And that's why he didn't do it. Because there was no, don't fill out paperwork.
Yeah.
After thinking about him letting me go, like the next day I said, you know what I bet that guy did? I bet they both went back to the car and they just reviewed their dash cam.
Can they do that?
I don't know. I was just thinking he probably went back to the car. The older cop training the 12-year-old who was, talking to you through the window.
Right.
The older cop probably reviewed the dash cam, went, holy shit, the guy did have his turn signal on. Because I did have it. I know I did. I would have I probably wouldn't even have known if I did or didn't.
So you want to know my theory?
Except that the guy was in my rearview mirror and I saw it.
Okay.
So I think he went back, reviewed the dash cam and went, holy shit. He did have it on and just said, okay, just make sure you use your turn signal. Have a nice day. And away he went. They were both very nice.
Yeah, they were fine.
They were fine. There was no problem. I just think that my logic was pretty sound, in that particular conversation. Anyway, what were you thinking?
The theory is that we have Gen X Talks on our license plates now. It's out there. People have recognized it. The guys at the dealership saw Gen X Talks and they're like, oh my gosh. Well, I was thinking they probably pulled behind us, saw the Gen X Talks thing and went, no shit, this can't be.
I don't think so.
And the two of them, hold on. So they pull you over to check.
Yeah.
To see if you're the guy in the video. Do you ever think that maybe?
Then why wouldn't they just say that?
Because it's not cool.
I got pulled over in California one time, and I said, "What did I do wrong?" He goes, "Nothing. I just wanted to get a picture."
I know.
I said, "You're not giving me a ticket?" He goes, "No." I said, "Take all the pictures you want. Just don't give me a ticket."
That was my theory. I just thought it was kind of funny. It was kind of weird that we did get pulled over for that. And I'm just sitting there going, I just want to go home.
It just seems like such a dumb thing to get pulled over for a turn signal in a turn-only lane.
I know, but it happened.
Turn signals were when you were warning the other people of what you're about to do. I'd like to change lanes. Here I come. I'd like to go to the stop sign. Everybody at the stop sign, I'm turning left. Yeah. Letting people know what you're doing.
And how many people don't even use them? There are so many people out there that don't even use it.
This is why I thought the cop pulled me over. And I told him this. If you remember this part of the story, I said, you're just mad because I wouldn't let you over.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And he goes, what? I said, when you got on the freeway, you were bumper to bumper with me, and I didn't slow down, and you didn't speed up. And you sat there for half a mile, so you're just a pissy because I didn't let you over. He goes,
so he needed probable cause to pull you over.
He goes, I don't remember. I said, but then I go, you do remember getting on the freeway? He goes, well, yeah. He did remember it, but he did. He denied that he was just pulling me over because he thought I was being a dick. I'm like, I wasn't. Just speed up a little bit. I don't know. It was fun. The guy was nice. It worked out just fine, and it was. We had a little Thursday. Chuckle.
It was cool.
Yeah, and the other guy was cool too. The other guy finally went back to the car and didn't come back. The older cop was like, all right, there's a harmless event, and we just he let us go with kind of a not a legal warning, just like don't do it again. All right, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So we did. Now listen, before we're talking about laundry and the washer and dryer, I want to tell you, I don't know if you've noticed something or not in the laundry. And if you didn't, you're going to. But because you've taken out some of my old pants for me to try on, and some of them are they're so many years ago, they still don't fit. I'm not that skinny. And I tie them in a knot.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know why?
To remind me not to put them back in the pile.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you knew what that was for.
So I put them back into the closet.
Well, that's an old mechanics thing. When you turn in your mechanics uniforms and the linen service takes them away every week, they bring you clean ones every week. You take them away. If you have a button missing, a broken zipper, the belt loop broke or something, if there's something wrong with the garment, whether it's pants or a shirt, you simply tie it in a loose knot. But when the linen guy goes through it, he pulls out all the ones with knots. He knows the look because they need to be repaired.
Okay, I am not a linen service, just so you know.
Well,
you are not a mechanic anymore.
Whoa. Easy.
Sorry, I am not a linen service.
Well, let's just say out of habit, I was tying those pants in a knot to bring them to your attention, and I didn't know if you
My
caught
goodness.
on. You've been around mechanics long enough. You caught on. You knew there was something askew with those. You knew. You answered the question correctly. You figured something wrong. You put them back in the closet. Well done. Now,
I wish I could tie something else in a knot right now.
guess who gets a gold star on the fridge now? That would be you.
Oh my goodness!
I'm just letting you know. So I'm sure we're forgetting something. God, what was it? We did the dealership.
I think we've talked enough today, don't you think?
I don't know. Let me check my notes.
Oh my
And a couple of
goodness! There's still more.
Shake the dew, shake the buckle, boom.
What do you call it? Shake the dew off the lily.
Shake the dew off the lily.
I gotta remember that.
I don't know whether I'm comfortable calling my Johnson a lily. That's what you're referring to. Oh, let's see.
Anything else?
I think we got everything that from the notes from last week. We just jot those things down.
You'll have to tune in next week to find out what happened with the truck. Do we get it back today or do we not?
I know something I wasn't happy about. Remember I told you that I went to, part of the story was that I went to downstairs to get you breakfast because I'm trying to do more stuff that you didn't have to do. I didn't want you to have to walk and go do stuff. So the other day, I said, I'll go to UPS. You've been going to UPS for 2 or 3 years because my fat ass can't drive, can't walk. So I said, I'll go to UPS for you. There's a bunch of stuff there.
Yes.
And I thought, I'll go do this for you. You know, just showing that I'm the guy. I'm your guy again. I'm getting back in the groove. And it was super windy that day.
Yes.
So I go to UPS, and immediately I'm regretting going there for you. Line was out the door.
I've told you that before.
The line of this place was out the goddamn door. So we're sitting there. I finally work my way in. Now I'm inside. And it's kind of weird. Usually in this town, everybody's friendly, but nobody's really talking to each other. Everybody was way younger than I was. And it was late in the day, so everybody's probably tired. But I'm trying to, you know me, I'm trying to lighten the mood.
Oh, my goodness.
So next to, you ever notice that if you're in a line at UPS in Gardnerville, there's an area about halfway down the line, if you're about 6 people deep in, there's a section where you can put a business card. And there's like 20 business cards on these little racks. And I'm sitting there and I tapped the girl's shoulder in front of me and I said, see all these business cards? She goes, yeah. I said, I wonder if the owners of these business cards come in and shuffle them around, like put theirs to the front, put their competitor to the back.
Oh my gosh.
I just thought it'd be funny if that was like something that people did.
She looked at you like, you're weird.
Yeah, she did. She's like, who cares? I'm like, well, I just think it's funny, you know. I wonder
because you had to talk to somebody.
I had to talk to somebody.
You can't just stay quiet for 5 minutes.
I can't. I've been in the line 20 minutes.
I know, but you just have to talk all the time.
So she goes, who cares? And I said, well, I just think it's, funny that...
You just got broke down.
I know, but I didn't quit.
Shot you down.
I didn't quit.
Oh, so you went in for a second time.
I did.
Okay, what was that?
I said, well, just think it's funny. I wonder if people come in and switch these around. Wouldn't it be funny if you come in every time and, one time these cards are all at the front, then the next time they're at the back because someone's moving them. And she goes, well, I don't think people would do that. I go,
I would.
Where I'm from, they would. And the lady behind me, closer to my age, starts laughing because she's listening to the conversation. So I turned around to her, and she's been listening to the whole thing, and I raised my eyebrows, and I went, ooh, tough crowd. Which she thought was funny. So I get up to the front, and the guy's like, I said, hey, box 99 or whatever this thing is, and he goes, yeah, you got a bunch of stuff. We had like 13 or 14 items.
It was a lot.
A couple of them were big, bunch of paperwork, envelopes, and then a few smaller items. So I said, can I borrow your cart? And he goes, yeah, you can borrow the cart. So I take this plastic cart. As soon as I get outside, the wind hits 2 of these things that are like in they're wrapped in some. They look like tin foil. I know they're not foil, but they're shiny aluminum looking things. They take off. The wind hits them and these things go down the driveway. I'm like, motherfucker. So I run. I hobble my fat ass, holding my pants up, down chasing these things. And remember, once I even stop these things, I still have to bend over to pick them up. And
where's the cart?
Well, I didn't realize the wind was blowing the cart because I left the cart there. I do get down to one. Some kid comes by and grabs the other one.
Man, I wish I was filming this.
I turn around, and the cart is going off the curb.
Oh, my goodness.
So I waddle my fat ass down there. I catch it as it goes off, and I grabbed everything, so nothing fell. But now I still have to hold the stuff on the cart as I'm going across the parking lot to get to the truck. So I'm bear hugging this thing as I take baby steps. This cart's only 3 feet tall, so I'm bent over, hunched on this thing. I look like a monkey fucking a football.
Uh-huh.
I get to the truck, I unload the stuff, and I'm taking the cart back. And I didn't want to walk down to where the ramp is.
Right.
Because this cart's plastic. So I just go over to the curb. I lift up the top of the cart to set it on the curb, and the cart comes apart.
I've had that happen too.
The fucking cart isn't glued together or screwed together. The legs of the cart are put together like Legos that don't hold.
Yes.
So I lift up the top of it to lift it onto the sidewalk.
And the bottom's still down there.
The bottom started to blow away. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. The same guy that helped me going in, he was on his way in and tracked down the loose package for me, was now on his way out and grabs the cart and brings it back over. And 3 yawns, that's 3 for you, and helps me back in there. I'm like, what a fucking day. I just, the one
just
day.
Trying to be nice.
Trying to be nice. Yeah, I'm trying to be a great guy, a good husband. You say, honey, don't worry about it. I'm now skinnier. I'm now less weight. Let me run some of these errands for you.
Think of all the exercise you had right then.
What a bunch of bullshit. And that
was the last time you went to UPS.
Never going back there again. No, especially at that time of day. But I still got to go back and see the people that work there. They saw the whole thing. They're going to be laughing at me. And I am going to go put some Gen X Hawks business cards there. I'm going to keep moving other people's shit to the back.
Of course you are.
Well, because now every time that other girl goes there who was kind of blowing me off, she's going to see those there, and she's always going to see the Gen X Hawks one up front. That's right. That's right.
Oh, so, my goodness.
There you go. So a Briggs update. He's still working for Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
Doing well. Their one job is over working for Elon and his team out at Tesla. They're now back at the factory doing the returns and stripping the extra copper so they can turn it in for the cash, and we're sending back the stuff they didn't use, the parts that they over purchased. You get credit on those. That helps balance out your sheet real nice. Then they got another big job. I don't know where it is up there.
Aren't they going to switch?
Actually, I did know, but I wasn't allowed to say anything, so I didn't say it. I went, I don't know. I knew exactly where they were going, but Ben says don't tell anybody, which you just did. So I pretended that I didn't know, and I was like, yeah, they got another big job, but I don't know where it is. Thanks for doing that, you and Donna need to just sit side by side. You guys say stuff sometimes. So
I wasn't told not to say anything.
We should have told you what was going on. Then we don't have to worry about what you know and don't know. So Briggs has got another big job with Ben up there. I don't know where it is, but it's a big job up at one of the plants up there, up USA Parkway. Well, I guess we'll learn more about that as time goes on, and then we're allowed to tell you guys stuff. We'll let you know. And so right now he's still stripping wire and doing stuff. He's gonna. I'm turning this into everyone. I'm submitting this to the jury of our peers. He's driving a Dodge pickup with a Hemi, 2-wheel drive with street tires. Those roads are going to turn to snow and ice pretty quick, and I keep telling him, you're going to end up in the wall on turn 4. You do not know how to drive in this. There's a lot of power. You're not going to, and he keeps insisting that he knows what he's doing. I said, okay. He should fix 8-bit. It's what he should do. Front wheel drive 91 Toyota Camry. It will handle better than that truck, but he just won't do it. So you watch, ladies and gentlemen. The over-under, I'm giving it the first snowstorm. He's going to end up on the side of the road or hitting a tree or something because he doesn't have a fucking clue to what it's like to drive in snow and ice in a truck like that. I would not want to be driving a truck like that in snow and ice. I would prefer to drive anything else. So we'll see how that goes. Jade is doing well, still working at her job down there. Still with the same guy. They're doing much better. And she sent me a video 2 days ago of her singing for 4 minutes. She had some acoustic place she was in, and she just was doing solo a cappella. And it almost made me cry.
Aww.
How beautiful it was. And I told her, I said, I'm saving this forever. So Jade has a very good voice. and I loved it. And she sang me that.
Nice.
Also, our daughter, who's married to the Marine out of Camp Pendleton, they're now living in Nebraska, where he's doing his time, putting in his time as a recruiter. I will tell you 2 things he told me, or that I found out through them. One, ever since Trump and Pete Hegseth have been in office, the recruiting has been much easier. He says recruiting, he goes, was terrible for the first year he was out there. He goes, it was stressful. It was horrible. It was hard. Trump gets elected. Pete Hegseth is now running the Department of War. He goes, man, it is easy to get people to sign up now. So whatever the liberals are telling everybody, oh, it's just enrollment is down and things are tough and nobody likes Trump and nobody likes Pete. Bullshit and fuck you. There's a guy recruiting right now in one of the most difficult spots. How do you recruit for the Navy in Nebraska? How do you get someone to want to get on a boat and say, boats are cool, trust me. You've seen movies, Red October, go watch that, everything's fine. And he says recruiting's much easier now. The other one was that they're not going to get paid. And my daughter called me and said, hey, with the government shutdown, we're not going to get a paycheck. And they live pretty close to paycheck. And I was volunteering to say, well, let me help out. I'll help you pay your bills and stuff, and you can catch me up later. And right about that time, her husband came to the door, and he had it worked out.
Yes.
So, which was great. And then, of course, even after he had it worked out, Trump came along and was moving money around to pay all the soldiers everywhere. Don't worry, though. The first thing the Democrats did was they sued him. They took him to court, and suing Trump, you can't pay soldiers with money from other areas. And Trump's like, well, we need to pay the soldiers. Yeah, you can't do that. They took him to court and are suing him. I hope they don't win, but if they do, what a bunch of fucked up people to make sure through the court system that soldiers and families don't get paid.
So
wow,
crazy.
way to drive home a point, assholes. And you wonder why nobody likes you guys anymore. You bunch of fucking bluetards.
No kidding.
So anyway, that's the update on the kids for what we know. Our one millennial daughter, who was married to the guy who wanted to be the lineman hanging from helicopters fixing power lines, has decided he wants to be a fireman, and he's going to fireman school training or whatever that camp. It sounds silly to say fireman school.
Academy, fire academy.
You want to go to fireman school?
Yes, I do.
I want to go to fireman school.
I want to ride on a fire truck.
Yes, I do too. Can we get a Dalmatian? I don't even think they use Dalmatians
Can I turn on the
anymore.
sirens?
I want to make the lights go. So I'm saying that wrong, but he's a serious guy, cool cat. And he'll make a great son-in-law one day, but he's going to become a fireman. So more on that. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Anyway, I think we are all caught up. At some point, so 11:30 Los Angeles time, at some point about noon or 2 o'clock, we got to head down and try to pick up the truck.
Would you call first before we go?
Why? Why don't you go down there and go, give me the fucking truck?
All right.
We got to go down there, get the truck. We got to wash the Honda, fill up the Honda, drop the Honda off. We got to go get the trailer, unload the trailer into the garage, take the rest to the dump, and make sure the trailer is cleaned and everything is in working condition, and get it set up for the next available chance we get to drive out of here, which I don't know if we're going to get all that done today.
Well,
But we're trying. You guys saw the garage video. If you guys are members, you saw the condensed version, the 40-second version of the garage getting cleaned. I thought that was fun. Do the hyperspeed one with some little Baltimore music in the background. That turned out well. Now, for those of you that are still listening, I want to bring up one last topic that's going to make some of you very upset. You're going to get mad, and we've kicked this thing around for years. We have been doing a lot of work at Gen X Talks for the past 4.5 years. And when I say work, we put out a lot of content. We really do. We work hard at this. The whole family does. Briggs, your queen, myself. We have members-only areas. Patreon is standalone by itself. On Facebook, it's called the General's Lunchbox. That's a members-only page. And YouTube has its members area also. The cheapest way you can gain access to that content is $1. It's $1 a month. Now, in the beginning, we had big creators that were friends of ours saying, no, you got to start off with $5 a month and go up from there. And I'm thinking in my head, nobody's going to pay $5 to see our shit. We're not that popular. And plus, I don't know that we deserve it. So we went in at the bare minimum, which was $1. And we put out a massive amount of behind-the-scenes content for $1. We don't have a huge following on Patreon or the General's Lunchbox or YouTube. There's some, there is some stuff there. But and the same is true with these podcasts. We put them on Spotify, and even if you get 9,000 people listening across all the platforms, we end up getting about $150 a month. It's just not much money, but we're not doing it for the money. We weren't like, oh, well, let's do this and make money. We're on our 4th year of podcasts, and we do one a week. And not just the audio, we do the video. We put out both. And it goes out on all the platforms. And the other day, I guess I was just frustrated and exhausted, and I'm thinking, God, it'd be nice if we could just make a couple more bucks on this. It would,
So we're getting a pay raise?
Yeah, we're still not making any money, but I just thought, you know what? Maybe it's time to bump it up to a couple bucks or $3. And if you want to listen for free to the podcast, you got to wait like an extra week. Anybody who pays the couple bucks, they can listen to it right away, right when it happens. Now, on KGXT Radio, it's always going to be free. It's always up front, but you got to tune in at 10 o'clock on Thursdays to catch it. But the replays, and anybody who wants to catch the replay, I think we should bump it to a couple bucks on that Friday. And then if you want to listen to it for free, you get to listen to it the next week. You can be a week behind. Now, I think that should be the same for everybody on Patreon. Everyone on Patreon can listen to it the very next day, right when it posts and it drops. If they're paying the few bucks, they get it along with all the behind-the-scenes content. They get it right away. The same on Facebook. I think we should bump the Facebook up a couple bucks. I mean, I don't feel bad. First of all, I know people are going to say, "Oh, you're selling out." Everybody does that. As soon as you try to monetize something, everybody says the same thing. Oh, you're fucking selling out. You're selling out. You fucking sellouts. Why? Why is it you can work at a grocery store, you can work at an auto parts store, you can work at a hospital, you do something, you put effort into something 8 hours a day and you get paid, but I can't? Because we're not bad at what we're doing here at Gen X Talks. We're not the worst creators out there. We're probably middle of the road. We're all right. But we put a lot of effort into this, but we're not allowed to get paid for it. You can go to work, you can do your job and get paid, but I can't get paid for my work. No, you fucking sell it. You charge for it. I'm out of here. Well, fuck you. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. We've been doing this for $1 for 4.5 years. We've never raised it. That was the bare minimum. And there is a shit ton of content that is members only. All we're asking is like, well, could we bump it up a couple bucks? Have we not earned that with people yet? And I know some people are going to quit. There'll be a ton that just go, fuck you, I'm out of here. All right. I can't do anything about that. But I think there's going to be some that stay. I think there's going to be a few that go, you know what? Yeah, man, you guys, we've been with you since the beginning. You put out a lot of content. Yeah, if you want $3, we'll do that. That's $36 a year. For a whole fucking year, you get $36 for the whole year. We try pretty fucking hard for that money. And even now, other creators who I've talked to have said, "No, you got to go to 5. 5's got to be your bottom level." And I went, "Nah, I don't think we're." I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't. A jump from $1 to 5 is too much. So just so you guys know, I'm probably going to let this one go out live. I'll probably mention it on tonight's Bottom of the Glass Nation. I'll try to explain it. Not that I should have to explain anything to anybody about any of this shit, but I do feel like we're all in this kind of together. There's some of us that have been around years working with each other as viewers and as us on the creator side. And I just think that, I don't know, I think it's time to bump it up a couple bucks and see what happens. And if we lose viewers, we do. And if we don't, if it stays strong, okay, then we make a couple bucks and, I can afford to buy you coffees in the morning since your latte machine doesn't seem to work the way you want it to.
Who said that?
Weren't you yelling at it the other day? I saw you cussing at it or something.
It ran out of water.
And that's why you were cussing at them?
You don't want to do that first thing in the morning.
I thought it wasn't working right. All right. Well,
no, totally
whatever. Fine. So just so you guys know, there's going to be a little bit of a change. I'll post the changes on the platforms. We'll put up a little image and a little story. But the bottom line is that I really think we've earned it over the past 4.5 years to bump it up a little bit. And I think we earn it now. We do a lot of content for you guys because we like doing it for you, and you guys seem to like watching it from us. So we're not going to stop. But just that change is coming, and if it makes people mad, I'm not going to argue with everybody in the comment section. I'm just going to say, well, thanks for participating as long as you did. And we'll move on. But that's a little bit of an announcement. I know that rubs some of you the wrong way, and I'm sorry about that. But I honestly feel that that's a direction we should be allowed to go. That's my opinion. I really didn't ask what you thought about that, so you're kind of catching on as we go along here. What do you think?
I just let you rant. Go ahead.
Well, I'm not really
No,
ranting.
I'm fine. I'm fine with...
You agree kind of where I went with that? Or
I'm totally okay.
Anyway, so that's it. Now, don't cheat. How long have we been on?
Hour and 40 minutes.
You cheated, didn't you?
You told me it was like an hour and 30, like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, well.
You just ranted for 10 minutes.
Was that a rant?
10 minutes.
Was that really a rant?
Yes.
You
got on your soapbox and ranted.
Oh, come on. That was a discussion.
10 minutes.
10 minutes ranting doesn't seem like a long time when you're the ranter.
I think you like to hear yourself talk.
But when you're the rantee and you have to listen for those 10 minutes, it might have gone on a little long.
It was a little long. I'm like, I'm ready to go now.
Here we go. Bitching and screaming and crying about stuff. All right. Well, say goodnight, Gracie. It's time for us to go, and we'll get out of here.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for listening into the Gen X Talks podcast. Sorry we had to dupe you last week with a pre-recorded one. But we did, and you guys seemed to enjoy it, so that worked out well. We're back to using the Mac. It seemed to be flawless. Great cameras on the Mac. Great cameras. If you thought I was handsome before, wait till you see me now.
Oh, my God. He's still ranting.
What? I'm complimenting myself. That isn't a little self-gratification this early in the morning. Can be a bad thing. Anyway, thank you guys for chiming in. Not sure where you were listening in from around the planet. AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you listened in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go, there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, because I'm out, baby. Oh, you're mocking me again.